Welcome to the Big Four Accounting Firms podcast, brought to you by thebigfouraccountingfirms.com. Check out our blog and subscribe to our podcast for career advice, recruiting secrets, and the latest Big Four news. Hope you enjoy the show.
In today's podcast, I wanted to talk about some news. There's news that the Big Four accounting firms are interested in offering a new type of partnership. Now, what does this mean? Traditionally, the Big Four have made partners in a line of service. That means you're either an assurance partner, tax partner, or advisory partner. But recent news is that the Big Four will be having an all-encompassing partner in what some are calling a one-firm partner. What is a one-firm partner? A one-firm partner would have knowledge in all aspects of accounting and management, essentially, meaning that they will have knowledge in audit, tax, and advisory or consulting. Now, when I first heard about this, it blew my mind. But I think it makes sense given the current environment. Most Big Four partners are really just salespeople nowadays. They march out to clients and just open up their briefcase of shiny new Big Four toys. Whether that's automation, robotics, artificial intelligence, blockchain, workforce of the future, or outsourcing of accounting departments. They have to constantly be coming up with new services and then selling them to clients. And that's primarily what partners do nowadays. It's the more junior people at the Big Four accounting firms that are doing the majority of the technical work. And what I mean by technical work is looking up technical accounting or tax guidance and documenting technical positions in memos or audit steps or what have you. And in consulting, that would be PowerPoints and slide decks and presentational information. And it used to be that partners were the most technical people in the Big Four accounting firms, and you had to actually be very technical to be a partner. But that's just not true anymore. Now it's going back to more of the days of consulting and salespeople. You don't have to be technical in accounting or tax or managerial theories or managerial consulting. And I've known many members of senior leadership inside of the Big Four accounting firms throughout my career. And often the most senior people I meet are often not very technical at all. But often what they're the best at is being very connected. And it's either very connected within the Big Four itself or externally with clients. And so that's one of the reasons why I think the Big Four are heading this way. And this new type of partnership would be ideal for people that have strong connections and networking skills. This means if you're very social and outgoing, then this is ideal for you. Where if you really like getting technical guidance of accounting and tax, it's not necessarily ideal. And the reason the firms are moving this way is because clients have been asking for this new one-partner approach. Because clients are tired of trying to remember the rotating carousel of Big Four partners that they have to deal with if they want tax, accounting, or consulting projects. For example, even within each area, many companies have to deal with different partners. And what I mean by this is that within tax, you might have to deal with a partner that specializes in transfer pricing, another one that specializes in federal compliance, and another one that's a foreign tax specialist. And there's similar specialists in accounting and consulting. For example, consulting, you have cybersecurity specialists, you have managerial consultants, you have people that specialize in ERP implementations. And these are all different partners for each one of these technical areas. And if you're a CFO, a controller, or a tax director, you don't want to have to keep track of all of these people. But if you're in the Big Four, you don't necessarily think of that problem. If you're a Big Four partner that specializes in transfer pricing, you're worried about selling transfer pricing services to as many clients as possible. You're not worried about how hard it is for clients to figure out you even exist. And another thing that makes it hard on clients is that the Big Four are well known for high turnover. So not only do clients have to memorize all the different partners that are on their account, then those partners, when they quit or move, or people on the engagement quit or move, they also have to keep in mind, like, oh, that person doesn't work there anymore. And clients don't like to do that. And as you can imagine, this makes it hard to sell, or it makes it hard to interact with clients. And that's why this new type of one-firm partnership is ideal for clients. For clients, dealing with the one-firm partner means they only have to deal with one partner that takes ownership of their whole account. And you can ask this one partner any question, and they have to be able to answer it. It doesn't mean they have to answer it right there on the spot, but they're the one that's responsible for having the knowledge in accounting, tax, and consulting. And this will make it easier to sell services because those partners can no longer just punt and say that they aren't the person that deals with that type of question. And then they provide you with the name and a number of another partner. And then they have to set up a meeting and a conference call. And then that partner has to come out and meet you, and you have to meet a whole new person and take time out of your day talking about your issue all over again. You walk one partner through it, and then he calls another person, and then you have to walk that partner through it. It just becomes annoying after a while, and it makes it harder to sell. And another thing is that oftentimes these specialty partners aren't in the city that the client is, because the super specialist partners are in one city. And as you know, the clients of the Big Four are all over the world. So this means that clients might even have to teleconference, or the partner has to commute or fly in. And this just makes it harder to sell, because one partner that's super specialized can't fly out to every client in the country or in the world all the time. They can only be in one spot at one moment. And clients don't like dealing with this. So that's why this one firm partner is the way of the future, and I think is going to be adopted by the Big Four. Before we get to our next segment, I want to tell you a little bit about Right Networks. Right Networks is a hosting solution for forward-thinking CPA firms, accounting professionals, and small and mid-sized businesses. Right Networks helps accountants move their accounting-based desktop and legacy applications to the cloud, giving you the freedom and flexibility to scale your business, expand into new locations, and deliver an ever higher level of service. To learn more, give Right Networks a call at 888-417-4448, extension 1. Now let's get back to the show. And additionally, as you've seen in the news of the Big Four do almost everything for the largest companies in the world, at least when it comes to professional services. And that's why regulators want them to be broken up, because they're involved in everything. They're not necessarily getting more technical, and they have lots of conflicts of interest because they are doing everything. They're just worried about selling more services, not in what's necessarily best for their client or what's most objective for their client. And the partners for the Big Four know that most companies don't have another choice for professional services. So they no longer need to be the most technical. They just need to be available and empathetic to their clients' needs. Therefore, partners are willing to sacrifice technical knowledge in order to provide clients what they want and sell more work. Now, why do I say that these partners have to give up technical knowledge? I say this because you can't know everything in audit, tax, and consulting all at once. The new one-firm partners that are going to be created will have some knowledge about each of these areas, but they can't be an expert at every field. It's just not possible. It takes some people 10 or 20 years to become super specialized. If you're splitting 10 or 20 years across 3 specialties, you're just not going to be as good as somebody that's focused in one area. It's just not possible. So it's obvious that these new partners will be focused more on selling and not so much on the technical work or necessarily the execution of work. Another thing I wanted to talk about is I get many questions about what people need to know about consulting, tax, or audit going into their interview, or they want to read up on consulting. They're going to learn more about consulting and they're going to learn more about finance before their interview. And you need to stop thinking that way. Unless you've really dreamt about going into one of those fields your whole life. If you dreamt about audit or a specific type of consulting, you need to quit thinking that way. Nobody is going to expect a new hire or even a young experienced hire to be super specialized in consulting in your interview or super specialized in audit. You need to be more focused on connecting with the partner or whoever you're interviewing with in a more business level, in a salesman type level, because that's what matters, is that connection. As you see, as sales and networking becomes more and more important to the Big Four and not so much technical knowledge. You need to be focused on not necessarily which line of service you're going to go into, but you need to be focused on going into a group that will make you successful and that fits who you are. Think of a group where the people are similar to you and are people that you think will look out for you in your future. And in order to learn the skills necessary to become one of these one-firm partners, I'm going to recommend you take our interview course, as we cover many of these skills necessary, or many of the skills that I believe are going to be necessary to be a good Big Four professional and a good future one-firm partner. And I also additionally recommend signing up for our Patreon page, where we have premium content and we'll be giving some more detailed insights into how to become prepared to be a one-firm partner. This is a whole new game-changing plan for the Big Four, and you're going to have to change the whole way you prepare for recruiting because of this. And I will also, on our Patreon page, be releasing which firm is adopting this one-firm approach first and which other firms I think will adopt it the fastest after that firm. And I guarantee you, all 4 firms will adopt this at one point in time. So you need to be prepared for this.
If you need help and guidance through your Big Four recruiting process, make sure to check out our links to our books and courses in the show notes below. For additional Big Four career insights, tips, and tactics, visit our Patreon page, whereas for as little as $1, you could start receiving unique guides and checklists to help you throughout your career. Support us by not only donating to our Patreon page, but also by subscribing to our podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast player today.